In this lesson, we're going to start to apply materials to the rest of our model. We've already applied a few materials, decals, and illumination to the base of our steering wheel, but we still need to apply some materials to the rest of this. For the focus of our lesson, we're going to use only materials supplied in SolidWorks. But I want to note that there are several other materials that you can use with the Luxology plugin. These materials are free to use for current subscription members and can be a very handy thing to have getting to higher quality materials. But for now, we're not going to focus on Luxology materials. We're going to focus on SolidWorks materials only. The first thing I want to do is open the Appearance tab and pin it open. Then I'm going to expand my Appearances folder, scroll down to Organic, go to Miscellaneous, and select the Leather option. I'm going to left-click and drag this onto my model, and from the available pop-up, I'm going to select Body. Now, it's important to note the hierarchy. If you apply material to the entire part, anything that's applied to the body, a surface or solid feature, or a single face is going to override that. So we're going to apply this to a body. I also want to mention that you can copy materials, and there's a benefit to this. If we go to our Appearances tab and we drag another instance of leather onto another part of our model, we get a second instance of it in our feature tree. If we remove this, select the feature that we've already applied the material to, copy that appearance, select another feature, and paste that appearance, we get the same option, but now we have a leather material that's applied to both of these without creating a second instance. It's important to note that whenever you want to apply a material to a part, you can create multiple instances of that material, but whenever you want to modify its appearance, it's important that you copy it over and you use a single instance. This will make modifying it much easier. So again, we're going to select a face. We're going to paste that appearance to the body. We're going to use this on the bottom as well. We want to copy that leather appearance and paste it to the lower body. Now, the reason we're using this for the entire model is because we don't have a good reference for perforated leather. So we're just going to use the standard stamped leather for the entire part. Now, if we want to right-click on leather in the feature tree, we can edit that appearance and we can change its color to black. Now, it's important to note from the Advanced tab, when we go to Illumination, there's an Illumination Specular color. Now, this is the color that's going to be shown whenever light is on the part. So for instance, when we look at the light reflections on a part, we still get a brown tint. If we want to change this to something such as gray, it'll change it to a gray tint. This will be a little bit more realistic. There are lots of other things that you can modify in the appearance as well. If we scroll down in the Illumination tab, you notice there's Blurry Reflections option. This is important whenever you're dealing with a fabric material or a non-shiny material. There's Reflection Amount, there's Specular Spread, there's the Specular Amount, and the Luminous Intensity. For instance, if you want to have a higher value of brightness on your part. There's also a Surface Finish option. For instance, this is a standard leather. And there's mapping in the color options as well. We're going to go ahead and leave everything else as is when applied from SolidWorks. The next thing we want to do is apply a black plastic material to our turn signal buttons. So we're going to go up to Plastic, High Gloss, and down to the black material and simply drag it onto our part. Now in this case, we're going to apply it to a face. And again, we want to copy that material and apply it to another face. I'm going to go ahead and pin the target palette open. Once I do this, it remembers my face selection and makes pasting a lot quicker. I don't have to select the face option every time I paste a material. The next thing we want to do is select a white material and drag that on to the turn signal arrow. That's going to be applied to a face, and that face selection is still remembered. So we can select this face and paste that appearance. The next thing we need to do is apply a carbon fiber material. Now, there is an issue I should mention here. When we created the lights, we simply used a split face. Now, because we used a split face and we mirrored this across, it's going to produce some issues when we try to apply a light material over another material such as carbon fiber. For our purposes, I'm going to apply a light material to the entire part and then go back and apply a carbon fiber material to individual faces. So from the lights area, we're going to go to LED, And let's just apply a green LED to the entire part. The next thing we want to do, select the face option, go back to our plastics dropdown, go to composite, and all the way to the bottom to our carbon fiber epoxy material. We're going to drag this onto a face. I'm going to select this, I'm going to copy that appearance, and I want to paste it on the other side. Now it's important to note that the mapping of this material is different on each part. So we're going to have to right click on that carbon fiber epoxy and edit the appearance, go to our mapping section. I'm going to go back to the basic tab, and I'm going to select the surface mapping option. Now you can see once we do the surface mapping option, it's mapped separately to each surface, but you can see that both are mapped in the same orientation. So I'm going to OK that. The last thing we need to do is apply a black material to this face. I'm going to go back to my high gloss section. I'm going to select the black material and drag that onto a face. Then I'm going to copy that appearance and paste it. So now if we zoom out, we can see that we've applied the material to all of our faces of our new part. That concludes applying material to our part.